What do you think of this color, Joe? It's nice, right?
Not a wagon.
Oh, just the car, like this.
62.
What color
It
was
looked like
it?
that little one up there.
Oh, yeah.
The coupe.
Was it normal to have the white gauges in there like that?
They have the
Or is
what?
that special?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember that? A lot
What
of
color
room.
was yours?
Red.
Red.
Maroon.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I do remember that. This yellow is interesting.
How do you remember that?
Because I remember you saying it.
Oh.
Saying that my first car was red.
It's having the engine in the back there. Must make it nice and warm and toasty warm in the back.
And I remember the reverse. You had to push down and then put it in reverse. And it took me forever to figure that out. Because I tried to get it in there, but no, you had to push
it.
down.
Push down and over.
Oh.
Yeah. I would be able to drive in like a root beer stand and I
Couldn't get out.
that box.
It was like that red one.
The red one, yeah.
It wasn't four. Was it a four-door?
Yes, it was a four-door.
Oh, I didn't.
My
realize.
dad's was a two-door.
Oh, okay. I thought it was only a two-door. I think I paid $1,800 for
It was probably
1800 new. Yeah.
it. Well, it was
newly used.
yeah,
Newly.
lightly used.
Lightly used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Valves are completely exposed. Everything is like it's just an open engine. Pretty cool.
Is your nose something's wrong? Because that was the weekend we also came for. That was really cool. And they have like.
This is Dick Chappie's 4-cylinder, 20 horsepower Cameron Model 9. Bless you.
Down there.
That's the cam for the valves
Yeah.
on the top side. It's interesting.
And there's another one. It's twin cam.
Just not overhead.
It's overhead valve.
Overhead valve. Roof rack.
Oh, really? Are they more expensive than the John Deere's? Obviously, John Deere took over the market.
Yeah.
There were a lot of them were in this market, right? Lamborghini had tractors, Porsche.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For somebody to sit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So
That's
I
what
see.
all the European tractors were like that.
So you can sit on here with your legs.
Well, not
Over?
out, but you just sit this way.
Just sit this way?
With your back against it.
Oh, with your back against this. Oh, I see. That would be safer.
Safer than just sitting on it, because they would.
Typically, the the small farmers had a tractor, but they didn't have a car.
They didn't have a car.
So to go into town,
They would drive their
Use the
tractor.
tractor.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Oh, it's got a heater defroster included.
Convertible sunroof top.
Auxiliary gas tank. Just like
Yeah.
Convertible sunroof, yeah.
Hey, everything you need.
Sweet.
And you can get it in any spot you need it in.
The BMW, the German version. The Germans took the car that was being built in Italy and in Brazil, and they did their thing with it. So most of the parts are not interchangeable between the German car and the.
They're different.
But one of the key differences is the BMW version has two wheels in the back.
Oh.
The Italian and the Brazilian cars have one wheel in the back. So when you go around the corners, it could be a little in.
Yeah. So this has two wheels in the back? I thought it was only one. Oh, it is two wheels. Two narrower wheels. Yeah, there are two little
It
narrow
is more
wheels.
stable.
Yeah, that's true.
I would think so, yeah. Huh.
It's pretty cool.
Cool.
There's a video that will pop up on the screen over there that shows several different models of this, with people rushing in and out of it. Parking in places where you couldn't park.
Oh,
in it.
100%.
Makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
very
Yes.
It has a radio.
Yep.
Option. It's a tube radio.
Yeah.
You know what that is.
Tube radio. Oh yeah.
I'm not sure about you guys.
We just fixed an old
Transistors you know
radio.
about.
Yeah, no.
When this closes, it pivots. So one of them, this is going to be like your blinker.
Oh,
And this, I'm not sure what this one is, but
Is the one that's on the wall, is that the shifter?
the gear
Yeah.
shift is on the
Gear
wall
shift,
over there.
yeah, on the side.
There's some little levers near that for the choke and the
Oh,
heater
okay.
and tiny little gas pedal and brake
Yeah.
pedal. And,
Yeah, really tiny.
really tiny.
It's
Jeez.
a small car. What do you expect?
You don't want the pedals to get.
You don't want to overwhelm it with huge pedals.
True.
Yep.
They might get in the way of getting in and out.
Be slippery, like.
But it's got good storage in the back. There's storage underneath.
Other side of one here, and they have little snippets, and you'll see the cars that are actually being driven. Many of these.
Oh, they're showing it on this screen right
are
here.
actually being driven.
Cool.
On this side or on the other side, and we have a placard in each case that gives us some information about the vehicle. Is it your first visit? Are you members?
First visit here. Yeah.
One of the special things about the museum is we change out all the cars every quarter. So the museum curators come up with a theme. They locate the cars that they want to exhibit, and then all these cars will be taken out, and the new cars will come in. So air-cooled is the exhibit here. So all of the cars that you see are air-cooled vehicles, and it all starts, if you look right there, between the column and the hood of that red car. On that pedestal is a single-cylinder air-cooled engine from 1899. Okay, so then these cars are like 1905. So within, I should back up. That air-cooled engine was modified and developed to use in bicycles. All right. Then you take that engine and then you look at these cars with the hoods up. You count 1, 2, 3, 4. You got a four-cylinder, and the one in the far corner is a 6-cylinder. So you got 2 horsepower by 4. You wind up with an 8 horsepower,
Yeah.
etc.
Huh.
And then you come all the way around, and now you're looking at a Porsche 911. Air-cooled, okay, a little bit different, but more modern. The technology moves.
Technology, yeah, has changed.
We had a 71 911. Bought it. That's the only new car we ever bought, isn't it?
Right.
And it's one of those,
At the time,
you
yeah.
wish you still had it.
Yep. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Right.
You never think that the car that you have is
It's
going to
gonna
be
be valued.
valued,
Yeah, exactly.
Later.
but that car would probably be sitting right next to this one.
Yeah, that might be.
I think it
No?
probably rusted away by now.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Until the late 70s, they weren't very rusty.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
So
Improved on that manufacturing process, the body and all that.
they just changed the metal.
They changed the metal, the quality of the metal.
Changed the-
Yeah, I had a Fiat 124 Spider in the early mid-70s, and I'd been taking it in to get regular oil changes. And 3 years old, I guess, and I took it in, and I'd been taking it to the same place. And the guy said, "Come on over." And I said, "What?" He said, "Come here." And we go in, and he looks up. He said, "See that member, the structural member that's supposed to go into the body?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "It's not there.
It's not there anymore.
And I said to him, "You've been servicing this car for me for over a year, and you never saw that."
Where did that structural member go?
Yeah, where did it go? You never saw that it was rusting away. It's like,
That's
what
funny.
can I tell you? So I traded it in. I just drove it in.
That's a cool story. Very neat. This is a great exhibit. Beautiful.
I enjoy it. So,
Is there an upstairs too, or
no, we just have everything on this.
on the first floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. What else can I do? I mean, you know the Corvair. You probably know the
It was
Corvair.
my first car.
There you go. The Volkswagen. That Volkswagen was purchased. It's original. It was purchased in Germany.
Germany.
The folks who bought it drove it around, toured Germany in it, and then it was shipped back to the United States, and obviously well cared for.
Oh, yeah.
It still can be driven.
It's beautiful.
I set her around the corner, you know, with the whole front of the car opens up.
Yeah, that's so interesting. What blows me away is you can get these Volkswagen bugs for like inexpensive.
Right.
I mean, you can get them fairly. Can you still buy them new? Because I understand that there was a company.
They made them in the production went to Mexico for years.
Okay.
And I remember seeing the thing on the news many years back that they had stopped producing them in Mexico.
They did.
So
Okay.
as far as I know, you can't still find a brand
new one
here in the United
See, that would
States.
be pretty
And
intense.
then if you look at that, and then if you look over on that front wall, we have the dune buggy.
The dune buggy.
Which is, you buy your Volkswagen, strip off the body, get the dune buggy kit, and there you go. Modify the engine and take it out on the beach.
Yeah, oh yeah. Very cool. Now, what's unique about the 356 down in the corner over there? I mean, that thing's pretty incredible.
It's the predecessor to this car.
To the 911.
And, it's like anything else. When the transition was made, they brought out the 911. The Porsche aficionados said, "This isn't a 911. This isn't a Porsche, rather. That's a Porsche. What are you guys doing?"
I still think it's the Porsche.
You know?
My favorite.
And that car has really undergone a super. When you go over and look at the paint, and then that's the Super 90, but the engine tuner who worked on an engine have it tricked out so they get like 135 horsepower out of that engine.
Wow.
So consider the lightweight of that car.
And the original horsepower is what?
90.
Like 90. Wow.
That's 90 din. It's like 102.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But this is one of my favorites. I mean, you've got 4 cylinders. Okay. This is the fuel tank. This is where the oil is housed. The original one had a 1-speed transmission. That lever, that's your brake. So once you're going, you really have to anticipate when you want to stop.
Oh, yeah. Give yourself a little time, right?
And this is a structural member. The engine is actually a structural member.
Jeez. That's amazing.
And then you look at this poster, and that gent rode this thing for 1,779 miles on that seat.
Ouch.
One of the interesting things, though, is you look at the headlight on that versus the headlight on this one. He was driving that thing day, night, so he needed to see. And I'm sure that didn't even illuminate the road all
Enough,
that well.
right. But that
still,
would have been the original size?
I
maybe?
believe,
Yeah.
for putting around town maybe, but
Interesting. Now, how many years did they manufacture this
I'm not
model?
sure how long it lasted, but you may have heard of the Pierce Arrow, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, Pierce's son they wanted to get into motorcycles. They might have still called them motorbikes then. So he went to Europe, found a bike that they liked. He had it shipped back to the United States. They took it all apart and adapted and modified, and this is what they came up with. And it's gorgeous.
It is
really
gorgeous. Wow.
Power to weight ratio. Power to weight ratio. That's got everything you need. True. Very small. You know, lots of power.
Cool. I like how you have bikes in here too.
You don't want to put your kid in there unless you don't like them and you have an insurance policy on it. Because unless they know what they're doing, someone could really get hurt in it. I mean, that motors.
Yeah, either they'll crack up or you'll figure out that they're a true race car driver.
Exactly. Sign them up.
Yeah, we got another
Here we come.
Michael Schumacher on our hands.
There you go.
Wow.
So our understanding is at one point in France there was a 6-year waiting list for one of these.
Really?
We lived in Germany in the 70s. These things were all over the place.
So they introduced it in the 40s, and this is in 1988.
88.
So,
Wow.
long production line. Very long production. And the lore is that if you're a farmer, you can pop the doors off, throw your hay in the back, do the whole thing, and then on the weekend you put the doors back on and you drive to church and drive around town. To
Multi-purpose.
Do whatever you wanna do.
It doesn't look much different than the ones we would see in the late 70s, does it?
The same formula, same mechanicals, pretty much the same mechanicals, and people love them. They just get in them and go 30 miles an hour down the road, and that's fine.
I was always fascinated with logos and stuff like that. You know, the symbol. I mean, what did this represent? Do we know, or
The Chevron, I don't know.
Yeah.
Citroen.
or even having the 2 horses up front?
It's amazing how those things evolve.
Yeah.
Well, for example, one of the prior exhibits, we had the Ferrari in here, and no, it wasn't a Ferrari. It was one of the other Italian vehicles, and it looked like the Ferrari logo, and that came from an Italian fighter pilot, World War I, had that prancing horse on
the plane?
and it was adapted to the automobile.
Oh wow.
You know what Google does.
There you go.
There you go.
I should have thought of doing that. What did it say?
The very first Citroen logo with the chevrons, based on 2 arrows, inspired by a double herringbone-shaped polished metal gear system from Polish.
Interesting.
So the gears.
So it represented the gears.
The gears had a shape like a herringbone. You know, the way
Right.
they meshed, and that's where it came from.
Well, that makes sense. Okay. Well, that's cool. We learned something today.
We all did, because I didn't know that either.
Very cool.
And we were saying before, we change the cars every quarter, so we learn every time someone asks a question. It's like, okay.
You know, I always get a kick out of some people that believe they know everything about every single automotive car. You know, like from
They lectured us
BS. Yeah, there's no way, right? Every car has like multiple engines in it, multiple like displacements, multiple designers, and it's just impossible to know every little bit. So I get fascinated with little details like that. Where did it originate from?
The signage that we're able to put up, the artwork that we're able to put up, helps a lot with telling the story.
Yeah, I love
if
that.
people spend some time looking at it. A lot of people just blow by it.
Yeah.
The exhibit before this, which was Magic of Monaco, we had.
And that was all like Italian vehicles, or
No, it was
no?
all cars that had been raced in Monaco.
Oh, in Monaco.
Grand Prix,
Okay.
Formula One,
All right.
or up rally races up in the mountains.
Very cool.
But we were fortunate that there's a guy here in Newport named Murray who has a fabulous collection of original posters from like 1929-ish to like 1960
Yeah.
from Monaco. And not only that,
He's got the original posters from
original
Monaco?
posters,
Yes.
yeah, original. Yeah, so not reproductions. They're all original. They're all framed. We borrowed them, but they're all covered. He also had other memorabilia like metallic.
Right, when you
emblems and
compete
stuff.
in the rally, if you were, if you were a competitor in the rally,
Right.
you got a medallion at the end. So we had him over in that corner. He had all these medallions from like 1930 all the way
Oh my
through.
gosh.
And he was in one day and he was telling the story. He said he was missing one medallion in the series. And he said one day his phone rang and he picked up the phone and the person on the other end said, "I have
They
something
found
you
it?
want." And he said,
Those are dangerous phone
and
calls.
I said, "How much?" And then he said they negotiated and he bought it. So
No way.
He figured it.
So he's got a full complete set.
Now he has the
Wow,
full
that's got to be
complete
worth something.
It was so
in
funny.
that exhibit, we had a Maserati over where the
In the corner.
That was
Franklin is.
that was beautiful.
Murray owned that at one point. It was originally raced by Sterling Moss.
Okay.
And won races there. Yeah.
Nice.
But Murray bought the car at some point in time, and in the year 2000, now Murray's in his late 80s now.
Mm-hmm.
In the year 2000, Murray owned that car. He raced it in a historic race in Monaco. And he had photographs mounted on the wall over there of him with the car.
Oh my gosh.
And he came
I'm
in-
amazed that
he
I haven't
came
been
in-
here
He came
before.
in
This
here
is like-
pretty much every weekend through that exhibit.
Yes.
Usually bringing a group of people with him that friends, whatever.
Right,
Somehow
right.
they knew him, and he was doing private tours in here. So we had the advantage that we could kind of listen in at times. Occasionally, they
If you were in there at the right time, it was all
Yeah, yeah.
But
Very neat.
It was interesting.
Very cool. This is fantastic.
So he was a case of somebody who really knew his car.
Really knew everything about it.
Related to
Yeah,
that subject area.
yeah.
Do you know where the Corvair name came from?
No,
Corvette and Bel Air.
it makes perfect sense. There you go. That makes perfect sense, right? Yeah, and I'm always amazed by the history and all that kind of stuff. I do visit a lot of museums out by me, but
Which
yeah.
is where by you? You said
Yeah, there aren't many. I mean,
But
there.
where are you?
I'm in Northwest New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey.
So there's a
Okay.
couple in Pennsylvania that are large and very unique, that I've been to. One in Lancaster, Barry's Barn.
Specifically
Fantastic.
car museums?
Car museums.
Okay.
Yeah. Are any of these Jay's cars or no?
He doesn't keep his cars here. He keeps them all in California.
California?
Well, he has a mansion here. He doesn't want the salt air and the salt in the with
Well,
on the
that makes
roads to-
perfect
to
sense.
destroy his car.
Yeah.
So yeah, but on the other hand, if Jay wants to drive a car, he knows somebody that has a bunch of cars.
Yeah, right. You can just kind of hang out.
Yeah, right.
and Jay and Donald Osborne, who's the recently retired director.
Oh, he retired?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's still
okay.
he's an advisor behind the scenes now, but he recently retired. But they've done 30 episodes of a series on YouTube called Mansions and Motor Cars.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I saw like a couple episodes.
30
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah. Very
They
neat.
haven't repeated a mansion yet, and they haven't repeated a car yet.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so
That's cool. That's like what I strive to do eventually, but no, I'm not in marketing, but I appreciate that,
Well, no, I think
I like to
you're
think that-
interested in logos and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm just very interested. I just love the history part of it,
Cool.
So. Oh, it's a nice.
Yeah, that turned out nice.
Whose is that?
Emily.
Oh yeah, it came out really nice. She went with a blue. And... Wow, this paint job is incredible, huh? So what do you think, Jeff?
that's a pretty good car.
It's okay?
Yep.
This is, notice was a Super 90. But I don't know whether it was a 60 or 69.
Whose was a Super 90?
Noties.
Oh, no.
Said Jay drove this around town. Yeah.
Big scratch on it.
No, it's like it's where it always puts
Like
together.
maybe some work was done. Oh, you know what it might be?
It might
Is
be
it
clear
PPF?
cut. There might be a PPF across the bottom of it. They
Yeah.
cut it off there.
Yeah, let me see if it's on this side.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, it's PPF.
It's PPF because it's right here too. So they,
Interesting, they would have stopped it there though.
They stop right here.
This is really nice. It's almost like your color, Jeff.
No, this is the successor to the color.
This is okay. All right.
It's a little more white.
It's a little brighter.
More
Yeah.
creamy color.
That's a V8. Wow.
Not general.
Air-cooled V8. Wow.
They built passenger, commercial, and military vehicles prior to World War II.
This car originally belonged to the Czechoslovakian State Railway and spent the vast majority of its life
Really?
in Prague.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Jeez.
Yep. 100%.
It's not the prettiest car in the world, but it's definitely in good shape, you know. It's aerodynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the front end.
Yeah.
It looks modern, to be honest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Tatra, made in Czechoslovakia. That would be safe, right?
Yeah, it does look like a World War II.
I like the BMW.
Oh, no, 1924. So
1924.
utilized Harley Davidson
pre-war.
airplane.
These are nice.
Common in the post-World War I era. So it was World War I.
I mean, this Indian looks modern almost, right?
Well, that's what year was that?
A 36.
36.
It
Jeez.
was a barn find in 1990.
This Harley was a barn
It
find?
spent several years on display in the office of the editor of the American Iron magazine and was brought back to life by Dale Horitzer, founder of the Wheels for the Motorcycle Museum in North Carolina.
Wow, look at this BMW. Is that really their slogan? Cheap and ugly does it?
That'll bring me in every
What
time.
the heck? Cheap and ugly. Nuts.
Exactly what I'm looking for in a car.
Yeah.
Not where the customers start.
You just come into the next dealership. Do you got anything cheap and ugly? I'll take it.
Something cheap.
That's funny.
It's hilarious. Look at the size of those tires.
Yeah. They're smaller than the tires on
You
the
said-
side by side.
Yeah, I think the moped tires are
I want a
bigger.
set of 12 inches on there. Nose.
I mean, the more you look at it, it's not that ugly. It's actually pretty cool looking.
It's very similar to the bug shape, actually.
Yeah. But it's like even the door is rounded inward in through here. You know, that's
Yeah.
pretty neat. It's not bad.
Definitely.
If you're into cheap and ugly.
Cheap
this
and
is
ugly,
the-
this is yours.
car for
All right,
you.
sold.
I heard a legend about this. That when they were first importing them from Japan,
Yeah.
they had a whole boatload of them. And in the process of coming across the ocean, they realized they didn't have heaters in them. So they threw them
Oh,
over
I heard about that.
and got-
Seriously?
That was this car?
They ditched them over.
Well, it did say that this was one of the first cars to offer a heater.
Cheap and ugly. Get that in like a baby blue.
She has the tiny baby blue scarf. Yeah.
See, this makes the Subaru logo a little bit more obvious that it was a Constellation. You know, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yes. Yeah, and I never knew this is where Subaru started.
It's nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now this one's easier to work on.
Actually, the color is
I like this color a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think the lighting kind of really helps
Yeah,
make it stand
pops.
out. Mm-hmm.
And it's two-tone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I saw that.
This is actually cute. My mother said that she had a Fiat 500,
Yeah, she had a Fiat.
right? So maybe it was like this.
It might have been, but there was one that she got and then literally got into an accident with like the next day. I don't know if it was this one or not.
Brakes were an upgrade.
Brakes are an upgrade. It's optional.
Remember,
Unless it's a self-going.
this is a 70 something Fiat.
Yeah.
But you got to do it like an Italian. You want to stop? All right, an extra 500. All right, whatever.
Joan had a Fiat, and the door used to pop open, and the headlights would shut off. It was like a 74.
Little
or
glitches
something.
in it.
She went to sell it, and the guy called her up like 2 days ago. I want my money back.
Oh,
This thing
boy.
is Death trap.
Where is this? Pretty cool.
That's pretty old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Don's driving on the road there. Look.
He's driving that one right
Yeah,
now.
he's driving that one right now. You're kidding.
In the field.
With your flip flops.
Yeah. I think it's a good looking car.
It's not really a Fiat. It's like a collaboration.
That's the Subaru. That's the Subaru.
Oh, he's driving a Subaru. Oh. Look at it. Oh. Okay.
Dick Chappie, who's here in Rhode Island, and when I first came in and looked at the exhibit, I saw the name, and actually I went online, and he's got a Dick Chappie classic car company right here,
really?
and I didn't even know it existed. You know, and when I looked at it, it appeared that he had a sort of a focus for Cadillacs, or, you know, a penchant
I
for
see.
loving Cadillacs, and a lot of the older vehicles that he had in his collection that were for sale were older Cadillac vehicles.
I see.
as an
All
example.
right. So he restores them and sells them?
Apparently,
or-
he restores them, got a shop,
Wow.
restoration shop, the whole blah, blah, blah.
Not too far from here, huh?
Nope, not too far from here.
Awesome. It's very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.